Alright YouTube, I am back with another online battle. This is a 2v2 on Samandar, a map that I accidentally chose as I was the host. Again, I'm going to let my teammates and opponents remain nameless, because I didn't think that I would ever be showing these matches, and again, I don't want them to think that I'm like trying to show off or anything else. Again though, that's no guarantee that I've won matches because I have no issue showing a match that I've lost. Sometimes you can learn a good lesson from them. I'm playing as Macedon this time. You can see up front here that I've got 4 units of slingers. I have a number of thorax pikemen and a few foot companions. Let's see, thorax, and then my foot companions are on the right hand side here. I've got 3 foot companions, 4 thorax, 2 mercenary Thracian peltist. Not really sure why I chose these guys other than the fact that they look pretty cool. Here they go. And then I've got also 4 Aspis companion cav, which are heavy melee cavalry. Again, this was during patch 2, not patch 3 or patch 4. Shock cav is going to undergo a major change in patch 4. However, patch 4 is not final yet. CA is still working on it. Check this out. The Gallic troops are going in and out of my line of sight just because of this little ridge here. This is actually one of the things that I was really hoping to see in Rome 2 multiplayer. You can see that just by going behind this ridge, I'm losing line of sight because I don't have any units who can properly scout them. Very interesting, and this is one of the things that I had, like I said, really looked forward to about the multiplayer in Rome 2. So I'm using my slingers to take some pot shots at this Gallic player. As a pike faction, I need my army to be able to face head-on with an enemy. So the Gallic player is doing a great job of moving around. And then check it out here. These horses go out of view because they're coming from behind the hill. And I'm pretty sure I forget what they're doing. And then check this out. All of a sudden, they came back into view, and I realized, oh crap, my slingers are dead. Because I didn't keep my guys on skirmish mode. I like to manually skirmish them, and this is the price I'm going to pay. Check it out, this noble horse just plowing into these slingers. Those guys are dead. These guys are dead, and I didn't click a quick enough execute order for my pikes. And by using the terrain here very craftily, my Arverni opponent quickly gained an upper hand on me, as now I have no skirmishers left except for these mercenary Thracian peltists. And I really need some skirmishers, because that's the only thing that can kind of help me keep his infantry at bay. He's got 1 levy freeman up front, an Oathsworn, Spear Nobles, Oathsworn, and he has a few more units that are out of my line of sight. Here they come. Look at him using a beautiful flank maneuver coming around this place where I had no line of sight. I should have used my Aspis to do some scouting, but I did not, and so now I'm outflanked, and I've got to collapse my flank. All the while, my teammate is over here in a fight with his Praetorian Cav against 4 Aspis companions of Epirus, or Epirus. And you can see here that he's the Roman player has thrown in some Triarii, and remember the Roman player is my teammate. He's thrown in some Triarii to try help win this fight, but at least in patch 2, these type of spears aren't super great at killing cavalry quickly, but they will kill cavalry. It's not to say they won't. It's just not like Shogun 2 where you throw Naginata or Yaris into them. They won't kill them quite like that. And here you can see there's some Velites who've been doing some skirmishing with these Hellenic Royal Guards, and no significant kills. The Velites have gotten pushed back, but the Roman player also has auxiliary Syrian archers, and I'm pushing up some Aspis to go around this fight and to take care of the Epiros skirmishers. I lost my own skirmishers, and I'm hoping to at least be able to help my teammate maybe regain some type of advantage by killing his opponent's skirmishers, and you can see he's going to try and chase me down with some Hellenic Royal Guards. He's also going to start retreating his cav to try and chase down my Aspis. It looks like the Epirot player hasn't really won or lost that fight, and I managed to get these slingers here. But at the same time, I'm having to micro heavily to try and stay away from this Gallic player. My teammate has thrown in some of his cohorts, and I honestly should have come forward and attacked right at this moment. I have pike troops, but my opponent was maneuvering quite well, and to be honest, I was a little bit scared here. And this is what happens when you get a little bit timid. You don't always make the right moves, and you'll notice too that I don't have my units in phalanx formation. It's okay to just leave them in phalanx formation the whole fight. They can still run while in phalanx formation. You just have to remember to halt them so they can drop their pikes before they get into some type of melee combat. And here again, I pulled a hammer and anvil blow on these Hellenic Royal Guard that were attacking my Thorax pikemen. Normally Thorax pikemen are more than a match for, or not anywhere near a match of Hellenic Royal Guard. With a good hammer and anvil blow, it evened up that fight, and then again, I see more skirmishers up here who would like my attention. so I'm going to go try and get them with my cavalry. Hopefully I do, at least. I'm not paying a whole lot of attention, apparently, because again, like I said, I was microing around in different spots and failing most of the time, apparently. Looks like I got those got those slingers with another unit of cav. I'm going to pull mine back and try and use them somewhere else. The Epirotes are far from finished, though. They've still got a lot of Hellenic Royal Guard, and the Romans only got so much infantry left in this vicinity. And the Arverni player is constantly threatening my flank here. He's not standing still. He's moving all over the place and presenting multiple fronts. That's, of course, going to make it more complicated for me, fighting against a barbarian faction. Because as a pike faction, again, it's going to be best for me if I can keep my opponent contained to a single front, because the pikes will easily destroy his infantry in a head-on fight, whereas his infantry will easily destroy my pikes if they get into a flank. Here comes some Hellenic Royal Guard into these Thorax pikemen. It's also very important that you click attack orders with your pikemen, and you can see that I haven't. I've just left them there to fight. This is bad, because his unit will probably try and push in, whereas mine will just stand there. And here, look, I get charged by these Oathsworn, partially flanked and partially up front. But look how fast they're killing my men. Well, I'm killing his pretty well too, but he's definitely getting a hold of my men on that flank. Not sure what I'm doing with my skirmishers here. They may be out of ammo. It's quite possible. I've been throwing javelins at several people. But again, you can see that I'm disorganized and that the Arverni is pushing back my cav and easily going to win a cav fight. He's disorganizing my troops, which is bad, because when my troops get disorganized, I'm going to lose this type of fight. I noticed that I didn't have my guys in phalanx there, and here I don't have my guys in phalanx either, but neither are these Hellenic Royal Guards. So here's an interesting fight between foot companions and Hellenic Royal Guards that are not in pike formation. Very similar units, actually. And you can see here that my Thorax pikemen are getting destroyed in this fight. They get completely bushwhacked. And I've got some Thorax pikemen split up out here and an Aspis cav out here that's now getting caught by these Hellenic Royal Guard and hit by slingers because I'm microing this fight over here where I'm doing quite badly. I was trying to pull back to bring my troops up here further, closer to my Roman ally, but it really wasn't a good move. The Arverni player just did a great job of outflanking me and just really kept me very twitchy and nervous during the whole map, or the whole match, and really used the terrain well too, and some good micro. So this was a fun battle. I was really actually, even though I was losing, I was very entertained and impressed by the way that my opponent handled the troops that were under his command. He did a great job. So here you can see my guys routing, my general being ignominiously destroyed, basically. Driven from the battlefield in shame, as it were. No doubt soiling himself in the process. So I've got some Thorax pikemen here, trying to catch these Oathsworn, see if I can do any damage to them. My teammate's running some Praetorian Guard over here. This will be helpful. You can see him get some javelins on those Oathsworn. I'm zoomed in a lot, and some of you are probably like, it's hard to see what's going on when you're zoomed in. I know, I'm just trying to get you all some views of the game, and then as you get a little more used to the game, I'll zoom out more, but I want you to get familiar with what the units look like and kind of get a feel for them. Up here you can see that the Arverni and the Epirotes are trying to destroy my last infantry. I've got a couple of Aspis here that are barely alive, but the rest of my troops are going to die. So I've got 1 foot companion there, 2 foot companions overall, neither which is doing well, and I had this Aspis cav out here that I've just completely forgotten about at this point. They got engaged with this Hellenic Royal Guard and somehow didn't die. Not sure I understand that, but that's the way it happens. You can see that my Thorax pikemen here are getting bushwhacked again. Excellent job by the Arverni, using the barbarians the way they were meant to be used in outflanking maneuvers, and not really having to stay in any particular formation. Look at these guys. They're worn out. I think this is pretty cool that how when they're worn out they start to slump and stuff like that. You can see though that all of our troops have routed. The replay ends there. So very good game to our opponents. Very good game to the Arverni player. I know you didn't get to see that whole thing from the overview, but it's still quite an interesting battle. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will be back with some more Total War Rome 2 online multiplayer.